My name is Kritika and I study electronic and computer engineering. I'm from India originally and I live in Bangalore. That's a town, not town, it's a city in the state of Karnataka. And I can speak 3 languages. So I can speak Hindi, I can speak English, and I can speak Bengali. So Bengali is my mother tongue. And for fun, I like to skate, I like to cook, and I like to bake, and maybe some art as well. Obviously, I do engineering as a course, but what I think I like specifically is like the design bits of it as well, like the problem solving of engineering. Like it's so broad, like when you think about engineering, because when engineering comes to mind, you'll be thinking of like, I don't know, doing math problems or sitting at a desk and solving problems, but it's just so much more than that. And I like to be hands-on. I like to work in a team along with people solving things. And then the thing that gets me out of bed is knowing like that moment when you solve it and you get the right answer, that joy that you share with everyone. I think that's what drives me. I'm from India, so usually people there, they just usually they either go to university. We don't really have a lot of options per se. So this is why I came to university. But why I chose Nottingham is because my sister, she lives in the UK. She's also, both of us grew up in India, but she lives in the UK and my parents wanted us to come here and build a life here. I would say I'm a bit of a special case because basically I was actually expecting to go to uni in India, but at the last moment we decided that UK would be a better choice for me. So in 1 month I just had 1 month of notice to leave all my friends behind and just come to uni here. So it was definitely very unexpected for me to be here. I had never imagined I'd be here in second year right now. But it's going pretty well, I would say. When I did think of like going to university in UK, I did think about a lot of things like how my friends would be like, where I would be staying. But it does differ, like the course as well. Like studying engineering would have been maybe similar to what I did in India, but it's very different. I would say there was definitely a bit of a culture shock that I noticed when I first came here, especially when people said cheers. I didn't know what that meant, but I think I'm used to it now. Uh, Generally just a learning curve, I would say. For me, first week wasn't Freshers Week because I missed my Freshers Week. But one of the fondest memories I would say is I had just come to the country. I am new to everything, and obviously I've never lived on my own before. And I had like some of my flatmates, and all of us were sitting in the kitchen together. And it was a bit awkward at first, and I was so unsure of everything. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. I've never done this before. But then we just started talking, and like we talked for like 3 or 4 hours, like all six of us just sitting in the kitchen. And I think that just released my mind and made me feel like I'd be okay. It means to me that to be able to relate, to be able to walk around and see people like me around me. Obviously, that's not always the case, but like, especially that I'm from India, I would like see people who are like me, or maybe if someone's struggling, I want to be able to be there for them because I've gone through a similar experience. Just having to like look around and be like, oh, this person's also gone through something I've been through. So it doesn't have to be specifically to where I am from or like what I do, but just being able to relate to someone. I think why it's important in engineering specifically to have diversity is because like a lot of the times, obviously there's one mind, like engineering is such a diverse topic and there's no one way to solve something or there's no one way to go about something. And if we have so many brilliant minds in this world, and I feel like if everyone came together trying to find a solution, it's just like we would always find a way to something because we don't always have a straightforward answer to something. And like I think different perspectives can bring a lot to the table. Like a lot of different perspectives is what has created so much innovation in this world, because like maybe to some people one perspective is the right way to go about it, but I believe that there's very different ways to go about things and they can be done in lots of different ways, and just like getting to learn about those things is what is the core of engineering, I would say. So I try to keep an open mind. I think it's definitely a skill you need to learn, because you might think you have an open mind when you're approaching someone, and then you realize that you had a lot of misconceptions, of like just assumptions about a certain culture. You definitely need to be open minded and kind, be empathetic. If someone is struggling to speak the language you speak, then be open to like having them take their time. Just be kind, honestly. That's how I would go about it. I've worked a lot of university jobs, I would say. So I've worked as a student ambassador, as a peer mentor. I've worked on offer holder days. So because of that, I think I've like been exposed to a lot of different sorts of people, like where they come from, what their culture is. So that's because obviously it's a very like student facing role. I have to talk to them, I have to speak to them. So that's one way I've like encountered like a lot of different students around the campus. So I've gone to, I love skating, as I mentioned before. So I've gone for like blade sock. That's just like the rollerblading society of Nottingham. And yeah, I met a lot of like different people there, especially it was during my first year when I first went. And it was very nice to see like everyone's so different from each other, but everyone had this one common interest, and they were just enjoying and learning this new thing together, which was very nice. Then I would say I've been to like, do you know those like events that they hold in the start of the year for like new students? So I've been to one of those events. So we went like laser tag, which was a lot of fun, but we also got to know a lot of different people there. So that was definitely good. So in first year, it was quite hard, I would say, meeting new people, especially when like I'm a very anxious person. So whenever I'm meeting new people, it is hard for me to like start conversations and find common ground. Especially think when I was here in my first year, it was like hard for me because it was like such a different culture. It was very hard for me to like find some common ground with people. But now that I'm in my second year, I do feel more settled, and I do feel like I've found my people, like people I would still talk to even if I was like, even if we graduated like 20 years down the line. So I am very grateful for that. I believe because I've gone through that phase of like getting to know people and realizing, okay, maybe I don't get along with this person, or maybe we just have very different interests. To like finally finding the right people, I feel very grateful for that. I would say it's definitely a scary experience at first, but it's not something you can't do. I think a lot of people think that, oh, that's not something I would be able to do, or oh my God, I wouldn't be able to live by myself. I wouldn't be able to take care of myself. But I think it's a very good opportunity to grow as a person. Like, and university is like so much more than just your course. Like what you would think when you come to university is like, oh, I'm going to be going to my lectures, I'm going to go to library, and then I'll come back home. But that's not what university is. It's like a mix of a lot of things. It's a mix of your social life and then your like work life, and balancing all of that together, meeting new people, having new experiences. And at the end of the day, when you graduate, you won't be remembering your lectures, you won't be remembering going to the library. What you will remember, what you'll take from the experiences, all the friends you made, all the new experiences you had, all the challenges you overcame. It's just something that like you will start to respect yourself more. And it's definitely, if I can do it, then I believe anyone can do it.